So, it reminds me, I wanted to ask you about like the Parisian scene. I've heard that said before, like, and a lot of the bands are more electro rock, and then some are more like you guys. And I'm just wondering, what is there anything that unifies it, or is it just because they're from Paris?
Yeah, it's just like there's lots of bands, but there's not too many musicians. So basically, we all play in 5 bands, and we all know each other. So I guess what unifies, it's just the way we put this band together. You know, like as I was saying. It's just what unifies everything is that we've, at some point, every, like, let's say for the 120 bands that are actually working non-stop in Paris and France and touring, we've pretty much all played together at some point. And, you know, like partied together, had a drink together, dated the same girls, you know, that kind of stuff.
So it's tight.
So yeah, that's the connection.
Tight scene.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm joking, but seriously, we all know each other. You know, it's just like the scene in Paris is big, but then it's big as far as there are a bunch of bands that are actually doing well outside France, like Phoenix or Justice, or of course Daft Punk, or I don't know, like when they were around, like TTC, you know, a bunch of bands really happening there that made all of a sudden all the lights coming to like, oh damn, there's something going on in France. And but then when you look at it, there's only like, first of all, in Paris there are only like 15 music venues, so it's not like you can play all around town and never meet any other bands. And then there's only a few musicians or DJs. You know, you hear, like, let's say, okay, the 3 big electronic labels in Paris are Headbanger, Kitsune, and Institute, right? On those 3 labels, there are like, let's say between 8 and 15 artists, and only 4 or 5 really touring and recording, all right? Well, Kitsune is a bit different, but still. So like, you end up with like, what, with like 4 or 5, with like 15 big DJs, and if it's the same for the bands, so altogether you have less than 50 bands. So we all know each other, but yeah, the scene is cool, man. I mean, there are a few venues really helping the bands to develop, even if they don't have much money, and they're really helping put projects together, and there's a nice music, like social music life, I would say. Yeah.
That's what a scene, I guess, is supposed to really be.
Yeah, that's what I guess that's what makes that you can call it a scene, and not like few things going on up, you know, here and there.
They happen to be from the same.
Yeah, and you know, like when you play a real, like, I was gonna say something terrible. I was gonna say, when you're not a DJ and you can actually play a real instrument.
Go ahead and say it.
I'll say it. Well, then you end up playing on all the DJ's albums, you know. So
poor DJ.
No, I love
DJs.
I have like so many DJ friends. I say hi to them. But you know, so you end up playing on like I did like an album for Tactile, and I was playing all the pianos and keyboards. I played on Sirkin's album. I've been working with Parawan. He did a remix for us. We all know each other. You know, it's like I released some stuff on Kitsune before, so I ended up hooking up with those guys. You know, it's like, so then if you play an instrument, and even if you don't play electronic music, you end up meeting those guys, because at some point they'll need maybe, you know, like, yeah, there's like this band called Fortune coming up now, and our drummer went to play with them because they needed drums. Antoine plays in Jamaica, the guitar player. I mean, not the country, the band. And Jamaica,
band,
yeah.
not the country.
So you know, it all makes, it's a big, well, basically it's a big pot, and you go like this, and then you put it on the table, and it's the Parisian scene.
Nice. So what made you specifically decide to sing in English? Because I heard there was some controversy in that scene of whether you sing in English or French.
It's just like my culture. Like,
are you like a traitor among some people for that, or is it?
No. There are a lot.
I read that, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, okay. There's a law in France. You have to know that. This is crazy. When the bus is gone, I'll tell you about the law.
Every bus drove by in the last half an hour.
So, okay, this is crazy. There's a law in France that says that if you own a radio station. I mean, basically, if you are a radio station, you are supposed to play over 60% of music that is either sung in French or produced in France.
Okay.
Which is stupid. You just play the music if it's good and you don't play it if it's bad.
Right.
So the whole thing is, everyone's like, oh, this is great, and then when your band is starting to make it through the music thing, and then you have a few A&Rs coming to your shows, they're like, hey, Dave, I love your band, that was a great show. Now, we would love to work with you, how about you sing in French? You know, that's like, it's more, it's not a thing about the scene, it's more a thing with the label, like the record companies.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like, I've had so many meetings with like companies, and they're like, we love the record, this is great. Now you gotta do it in French because we can't work with English, just because of those, how do you say, quotas? Like when you have to play, because of the rate, because of the rate of music, of French music you have to play on the radio. So, but yeah, there are a lot of bands singing in English. Like even the DJs, when they have singers, it's English-speaking singers.
Definitely, it's English most of the time.
Yeah.
What I know.
But I'm not opposed to singing French. I mean, I'd be happy to. I'm just not ready.
So you feel pretty strongly though about singing in English as far as your culture?
There are a couple. It's just the bus again. Yeah, it's just on the album we did with Os Mutantes, there are a couple songs in French, but I don't sing them myself. The guys from Mutantes sing them. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we got to wrap it up. Is there any way you can quickly explain the band name, since that was my last question anyway?
No. I don't know. It's how do you say that in English? In French, okay. And I'm gonna speak French now.
Oh, okay.
But in France, we call it une erreur de jeunesse, which means it's a youth, like when you make a mistake, but because you're young. Would you say like a youth mistake? Or?
Okay.
It's like a young boy's mistake. Well, it's not a mistake. I like it now. Well, let's say the Palmtree Family is just a tribute to Sly and the Family Stone, and the rest of it is part of history. So I can't say. I don't know. It's like I don't know. Probably a stupid bet.
Okay. Well, we're running out of time for that story, I guess, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry.
So, well, it was really great talking to you and nice meeting you, and we're looking forward to the show.
Yeah,
so.
come.
Yay. I'm sorry, we lost the rest of the band. Unfortunately, we had everybody, but we didn't have space.
Well, yeah, but once again, if there's a party going on tonight, I know the video might be on the web even next week or in 2 weeks, but listen, if there's a party going on tonight, just email us on MySpace. If MySpace is still alive, use it. You know?
Okay. All right.